Fussy. Who hired this crew?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Show me the money! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Baby, you are so money and you don't even know it.
Yeah. I thought this was good.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
Hello. Today we're talking about a Disney movie that opens with attempted murder. Let's talk about The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Welcome in, everybody, to 52/1996, a live movie conversation podcast where we rewind the clock, dig into the films of 1996, one movie at a time. I'm your host, Cody, and this week, as I've been joined by the last 2 weeks for our theme month, is the wonderful Alyssa, and she will help me break down The Hunchback of Notre Dame. If this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome to our humble abode. The idea is pretty simple. Every week, 52 of those, to be exact, we revisit a different movie from the year 1996. We talk about its legacy, its vibes. There's a lot of vibes in this one. Performances, trivia, whether the movie still holds up today. And this season, we're kicking things off with our theme. Like I said, I'm trying to do these in themes and gather one person in these themes so that we can kind of evaluate them all at once at the end of all this. But we're doing villain era for kids, which is spotlighting kids movies from 1996 that had amazing villains that kind of steal the show. But before we get into the villain part of this, let's ask Alyssa a question about Hunchback of Notre Dame. Was this your first time seeing this film?
It was not. Definitely had this one on VHS as a kid, as with many Disney movies. I will say, though, it has probably been since childhood since I've seen it. It's probably been like 25 years since I've watched this movie.
I am with you on that. I owned this movie on VHS. I have the VHS that I grew up with playing on the TV behind me. I don't even think it's gotten started yet. It's about to. I think Tinkerbell just did her little magic thing to it. As we started watching this movie, I remember a lot of things about it because I've listened to Disney, soundtracks, and, you especially know this because you own them, and I could walk into the closet in the other room and pull out Disney CDs that are like the colored ones that have like a maroon or like a pink and green and all those. And just like that, I had all of those probably downloaded illegally, if I was going to be honest. And so I would listen to these songs, and 3 of these songs are very, very familiar to me. 4 of these songs are very familiar to me because of this. And so I didn't feel like I had not seen this in a while, but upon watching it, I was like, oh God, it's been 30 years since I've seen this movie. And this is a wild movie. So
yes, the only 2 things I remember from this movie, I'll say 3 things. I remember the toys from McDonald's.
If I remember the toys from McDonald's, now I gotta look them up.
I remember there was a Phoebus action figure with his sword. And then I believe Hugo was like a wind-up toy and he can like bounce. So I remember the toys from McDonald's that I had. I remember the topsy turvy song. Of all the songs, the topsy turvy, like that, like the bouncing of it. I remember the topsy turvy song.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, like, as a child, wanting Quasimodo and Esmeralda to end up together and being disappointed when they didn't. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler.
And I was rooting for him. I was like, forget about Phoebus, be with Quasimodo. And as an adult, like, watching it back, it's very different. But I do remember, like, loving the underdog, kind boy, wanting, like, yeah, Esmeralda and Quasimodo should totally date. Like, a hopeless romantic as a 5-year-old.
Yes. That's what I remember too. And then as I grew older, I was like, oh, I think this is a much like darker movie than I remember it
Yeah.
being. And learning, I've not read the actual book
Mhm.
by Victor Hugo, but I know just from like Wikipedia and research and all this other stuff, like how much darker of a book this is than a
Mhm.
Disney movie. And it's interesting that Disney was like, hey, let's do this one. Yeah.
Yeah. And this might be in one of your fun facts, but the Disney CEO at the time, this was like his favorite
Yeah.
of all the movies that he did or was part of when he was CEO of Disney. This was the one he would say, "This Hunchback of Notre Dame is my favorite."
Which is crazy to me, especially coming off the heels of like, Lion
Lion King,
for
Pocahontas.
Pixar for Toy Story and a couple other like I mean the renaissance of
Mhm.
uh Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, like those are the kind of like 1-2 punch. He's probably Catholic. Thank you, chat.
Maybe.
Michael Eisner, I don't know what he's doing nowadays. He's old and much has retired. Um, he was interesting. I'd love to do a deep dive into Michael Eisner.
Mhm.
He was one of those guys that I always remember. Like, I remember seeing that guy and being like, yeah, he's the Disney dude. On because he would just like pop up and be in like he would like cameo as himself and present the Wonderful
Yeah.
World of Disney or whatever it is. So he's one of those guys that I remember. Nobody sees Bob Iger, and that's the current Disney president. Nobody sees him doing anything fun. So
Mhm.
I like Michael Eisner. I'm sure he did some bad stuff, but who knows? Um, all right. So Hunchback of Notre Dame, McDonald's toys. You watched this when you were a kid. So what were your expectations? Like before we started this? What were you kind of like
I
eager to
don't.
see, or was there something that you were like, oh, I remember this part of it, but
Yeah, the literal only thing I remember was topsy turvy. I've heard. I think there was like a remix of Out There on TikTok where like instead of the big final note, it's the Phantom of the Opera piano.
mhm.
Do 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 do. So like I've heard that kind of jogged my memory a little bit, but I just was really eager to watch and go, why wasn't this one part of, I mean, I watched it. It was part of my childhood rotation, but I was like, why didn't this one become one that I watched later? I had not that I didn't have a desire. I was excited when it was on this year for 96, but prior to, saying let's do it for the podcast, I wasn't really like, oh, like let's rear into to watch the Hunchback. And I'm like, why was that? Was it the music? Was it the story? Was it there was a lack of a princess? Like, is that maybe why? And I was eager to see like what it was all about. And I was floored by how adult this movie is. Like
Mhm.
so much of this. And I think maybe that's why it kind of passed me over as a kid. It isn't, there are cartoony elements, there are funny, like very Disney-esque elements, but this is a very adult movie. The like we talked about it when we were watching it, the even the vocabulary is like kind of like of a higher level.
Yeah, maybe
Uh
I'm hoping maybe you wrote down some lyrics and stuff for
I
quotes. I
I
didn't.
didn't
So
I didn't do too much because I was like,
yeah.
I don't know what half these words mean.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of high vocabulary, and I definitely didn't know what they meant as a kid. Don't know what they mean now. We were asking questions to each other when we were watching, like, what's that? What's this word? So I'm in the same boat with you there. Um,
Mhm.
Before we get into it and talk, extensively about the movie, let's learn a little bit more before we get into the categories that'll guide us through discussion. So the movie is titled The Hunchback of Notre Dame, not Notre Dame. This is French. It's Notre Dame. It came out June 21st, 1996. It was directed by Gary Trousdale and Kirk Wise. It was written by Tab Murphy, Irene Mecchi, Bob Zudiker, Noni White, and Jonathan Roberts, based on the Victor Hugo novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The cast is kind of, again, another kind of small cast that we have here. Tom Hulse as Quasimodo. Probably most people know Tom Hulse from Amadeus, where he plays Mozart. He plays the titular Amadeus. Also from, if you're not an Amadeus fan, you should watch that movie. It's really good. I know that's a movie that you've seen. I want to point that out to the audience. She has seen a movie, and it's called Amadeus. That's a Best Picture winner, so
I have
watch
seen
it.
a movie.
You've seen a lot of. I'm pretty sure you've seen all of these except next week's.
Yes.
That's right. Tom Hulse also in Animal House. He is one of the new pledges in Animal House. So if you haven't seen Animal House, you can see it there. Demi Moore here as Esmeralda. Tony Jay as Judge Claude Frollo. Kevin Kline as Captain Phoebus. Paul Candle as Clopin, or Clopin, I think it is in French. And then we have our interesting gargoyles, Jason Alexander, Charles Kimbrough, and Mary Wicks as Hugo, Victor, and Laverne. And then Jane Withers provided Laverne's remaining dialogue for the film. That's kind of a fun fact here as well. Not a fun fact because it's kind of sad. This was actually Mary Wicks's last movie that she worked on, and she passed away in the middle of doing the dialogue for this. So Jane Withers provided the remaining dialogue for the film. There was at one point I noticed last night. I go, oh, that's a different voice, slightly different. She does a really good job of disguising it. And then finally, another familiar favorite from a movie that you and I have done, Pocahontas. David Ogden Stiers plays the Archdeacon. He's probably most famous for his role as Governor Ratliff in Pocahontas.
Yeah, you called that out. You're like, that sounds like Ratliff.
It did. I was like, I gotta look it up. So I did. Synopsis for this movie, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, this film follows Quasimodo, the deformed and confined bell ringer of Notre Dame, and his yearning to explore the outside world and be accepted by society. Against the wishes of his cruel, puritanical adoptive father, Claude Frollo, who also wants to exterminate Paris's Romani population. The budget for this movie was $70 million. It has a box office return of $325.3 million. That's worldwide. And that makes it I don't have the worldwide figures. I think it was like 5th worldwide. And I actually think 101 Dalmatians was above that worldwide. But this is the number 15 movie of the year domestically. So done pretty good. Critics like this movie. It had an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb has this at a 7 out of 10, and Letterboxd users gave it 3.7 out of 5. Roger Ebert gave it this year's first 4 out of 4 stars. He says The Hunchback of the Notre Dame is the best Disney animated feature since Beauty and the Beast, a whirling, uplifting, thrilling story with a heart-touching message that emerges from comedy and song. And I actually I missed the part where I find a counterpoint review of this. So sucks to be me.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find a really bad review of this.
Yeah. I think if anything, the things that we might talk about that we don't like about it are going to be the only negative things to talk about this. So, so interesting movie. Legacy, a little bit of a legacy to this movie. It was only nominated for 1 Academy Award. They didn't yet quite have the, I guess it wasn't nominated for Best Animated Feature. I don't know if Best Animated Feature. No, it wasn't. There's no Best Animated Feature at this time because even last year, Toy Story won a special Oscar for it, just being
Pocahontas was nominated for soundtrack, like Best Original Song.
And that's what this one was also nominated. This is nominated for Best Original Musical Score. It lost to the movie Emma.
Okay.
Interesting. Also, a little bit of legacy. A stage musical was produced for this. I think it was mostly overseas that this was done, like Germany. I want to say they made a stage musical with the help of Disney, obviously. And then there was like a revival in 2014 of this, and I don't really know how well that was received. There was a sequel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, which was a straight to DVD VHS sequel. I never got a chance to watch it, but it's came out in 2002. And then there is on the back burner because Disney has been wanting to do live action remakes, but there's a potential live action remake that's been, kind of optioned since 2017 or so. It kind of got shelved, and then COVID, and then it kind of came back in 2021. Starring Josh Gad. Like Josh Gad is the one that is wanting to be very much a part of this, which kind of makes sense. Like Josh Gad, he's, very
He's Josh
musical.
Gad.
He's Josh
Very
Gad.
Disney.
He could give us a Quasimodo. That would be kind of interesting.
I'm not mad about that. Josh Gad is one of those people who like he is very passionate about everything. He's the reason that we're getting Spaceballs too.
Mm-hmm.
So like if he has like a passion for something, he's gonna do it and he's gonna do it really well. So in watching this movie, I did think, this is like the only Disney live action that I would be really interested in seeing in the future.
Well, and one of the things that they I briefly read about this was that yes, it's Bear Claw. That's another reference. But they're going to kind of take elements from the animated film and then incorporate other elements from the book that were kind of left out. Maybe some of the darker stuff, maybe take out some of the lighter stuff of the Disney film and make a good musical out of this. Because there are things that they didn't even include in the stage musical. They took out one of the main songs in this for the stage musical, and I agree with them. I think it fits, but we can talk about that later. But yeah, that's the legacy of this, and I think it has great soundtrack, but we'll get to it. So now I'm ready. Let's talk about this movie. Let's talk about scenes that really stuck out to us. What scenes pop? What scenes suck? What scenes really define this movie? So I'll leave it to you.
To kick it off, I started with I didn't break it down by song completely, but I did kick it off with Out There. We get background, we get information about where did Quasimodo come from, who's Frollo, all this stuff. But Out There is what is it called the I Want song?
Yes.
Quasimodo, our hero, he sings his I Want song, and he's confined to the bell tower. He's never been amongst the people that he watches every day, and he is dying to go down to the Festival of Fools and just be amongst the people just for one day. And everything about this scene is breathtaking. The music is gorgeous. His singing is gorgeous. I even like the CGI. Like it's incredible. It's the panning. I feel like I'm in Paris. Like, not really, but like the panning over the city, seeing Notre Dame, seeing the bells, how they swing, and him just like gliding and sliding around. It also establishes that he is jacked. Like he is, like, even though he is a hunchback from pulling the bells his entire life, I find out he's only 20 years old. He is like basically Tarzaning his way around the towers, and it is so good. You're just like, yeah, let's go outside. Like it pulls you in. It's beautiful.
I'm glad that you brought up the Tarzan element of this, because that is immediately what I thought of when we were watching it last night. He's swinging around. He's doing the gliding down the I don't know what those things would spouts, like gutter, whatever it is, the water from those. He's gliding down those. And you're right. Like the animation here, this is kind of when we're getting a mix. We saw it in Lion King. We've seen it in Pocahontas, that mix of computer generated imagery and then also true, like pure animation style where they're hand drawing everything. So we're getting a combination. And I think this is one of the most beautiful traditional Disney animated movies that exists. I think that Lion King is stunning. But there's something about this that I'm just like, wow.
Breathtaking.
Yeah.
Like it gave me like a pit in my stomach. I was like, this is beautiful. This is really, really great animation. Yeah.
Even with the opening song that we get and the story of meeting Frollo and Quasimodo and all these people, like the Bells of Notre Dame song is probably not one that I would say is in the top like 3 or 4, but again, it just introduces us to the like even when they pull up and you see the church, the cathedral of Notre Dame and everything, like is breathtaking with the music behind it. We have our narrator who's telling these children of who is the monster and who is the man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Notre Dame as a building is a character in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like the priest, even how later we'll say has Frollo's declared war on Notre Dame herself, right? Or maybe the narrator says that, but yeah, Notre Dame is its own character. It has its own persona in a way, and you get the vastness and the beauty of the building in a two-dimensional drawing.
And we see it a few times. Speaking of Notre Dame being its own, like we see people claiming sanctuary, like Chat has mentioned earlier with the sanctuary thing, in 3 different ways. And I didn't even think about this until you just said this. This is a character. We see it 3 different times. We see it the first time with Quasimodo and his mother. She's banging on the doors, claiming sanctuary, and Frollo, kills her because she falls back on the steps and isn't granted sanctuary, even though she's claimed to, which is. She's supposed to be safe there. We see Quasimodo beg for sanctuary when at one point, banging on that, like whenever he's, I believe it's when he gets mocked, right? And then like his shirt, isn't he claiming for sanctuary at that point?
Oh, when he's tied to the
like
the
when he
wheel?
goes back to the
I just remember, I'm thinking of him holding Esmeralda screaming sanctuary.
sanctuary. Yes. Okay. That's what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah, I think he's just screaming mercy. I don't think he's saying sanctuary when he's being tormented. I think he's just asking them to stop.
Yes. And but again, with him going back in, retreating into his home,
yes,
that is where he can hide, where he can be accepted. He doesn't have to worry about the people being mean to him or anything like that. And then thirdly, being used as sanctuary for Esmeralda, even though she doesn't want that, she's not that, and getting not tricked into sanctuary, but being saved by Phoebus in that. So yes, the Notre Dame is a big character in this, not just with its beautiful bells and the whole intricacies around that, with the home of these gargoyles that are alive and talking to Quasimodo and helping him out from time to time. It's very it's beautiful, and it's almost like too good for a Disney movie.
It's wild.
It is wild. After this, we were both like, what did we just watch?
I literally, no reason.
Yeah, no, you said that in the middle of this. You're like, no reason.
It should be no reason for it to be this good. I always talk. I mean, again, I have a very soft spot for the Tarzan soundtrack too. Like, I know that's a couple years in the future, but I'm like, there's no reason for Phil Collins to put his whole like heart, soul, mind, and butt into that soundtrack. But I was like, I always talk about that soundtrack in that way. Like, there's no reason for Phil Collins to just go absolutely ham. That's how I feel. This is the first soundtrack to do that. Just no reason to go this hard, and it does. And this is more theater musical than it is movie.
That's at one point I wanted to get to that today. This felt like a true stage musical.
I would love to see a stage musical of this.
Yeah.
Like, and you said it was, and Hercules was that way too, where they made a stage musical, but it's essentially only over in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have one here.
And I wonder what that is. Maybe it's like Europeans would be more open to this. I mean, this one isn't as friendly or like kid friendly. Even at the parks and stuff, there aren't like Quasimodo things, or Esmeralda is not dancing around, or we don't even get the entry points, which are the gargoyles. We don't get any of that here. I know that Disneyland has a restaurant that is, yes, it's the narrator guy, his name, Clopin or whatever his name is.
I will say there's a lot more Esmeralda merch when I was a kid.
Okay.
Like which I think 2026, that's not super appropriate.
Yeah.
But Halloween costume, dolls, Esmeralda was out there. She was part of the princess gang, but as time has gone on, she's obviously not a princess, and they've gotten real strict about who's a princess and who's not.
Yeah.
I think they have been silently or quietly removed from the parks, as opposed to when we talk about the Emperor's New Groove, who never was in the parks.
Right. It's interesting to me too that we had just talked about Pocahontas, which is deemed as kind of problematic when we look back on it. There's not a lot of Pocahontas stuff out there because the story is so whitewashed, and it's turned into a love story about John Smith. And in this, obviously, this is more based on fiction, so I think it probably gets a little bit more passes. I think that they handle the Romani population in a better way. Obviously, I'm not Romani, but like I think they treat the story with a little bit more care without even probably intentionally doing it. And not to, it's really just about, okay, I mean, you can go back 60 years, 70 years, and Europe's doing this to a certain population, to this population. Go back even further, they're doing this, and so I don't feel like they pulled punches in this movie, is what I should say.
Yeah, there was one moment when we're in the Court of Miracles that there is like a slight jab that I was kind of like, why did we didn't have to do that?
Yeah.
But the major like 95% of this movie is the one group is hunting the other group.
Yeah.
And the outcasts, right? Like my people are not safe is what Esmeralda is saying. And they want sanctuary and they just want to live their lives. They're not bad people. They're not evil, no matter what you've been told. And it is very difficult. We'll get into this, I'm sure, later, but watching this in the third week of January in 2026.
Yeah, this is wild.
A little too relevant, shouldn't be in 30 years later, but I'm like, we do this occasionally where we watch a movie, like we watched a movie for this podcast and we went, oh, it's worse. Or like nothing's changed. And when you're a kid watching these things, you go, oh, that's something that's happened in the past. That's something that doesn't happen anymore, or that happens in a faraway land that I don't know about, like Paris. And now you watch it as an adult and you go, oh no, this, you have this plot of heroes and villains and good guys and bad guys. And this isn't a plot, this is real. And it is very difficult. It was a bit difficult to watch this particular month in the year of our Lord 2026.
Yeah, I definitely pulled that while we were watching it as well. It's a thing that I kind of hate that it's neat, I guess, when it happens and you're like, oh, this is kind of like what we're living in.
Life
now.
imitates art.
Yeah. And it's very frustrating. And I know like a lot of history is cyclical and we've seen this, throughout time, but yeah, it made it a little bit of a different watch. And maybe that it has to do with the time. It has to do with our age too. And how, what we pull from movies and art and how we interpret them. But yeah, it was a little on the nose and didn't love it. But yeah. So what else? What are we talking about here? So we did Out There. We're talking about topsy turvy.
That's my next scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that, Quasimodo's like, I'm trying to get out. I want to get out. And with the help of his talking gargoyle friends, he gets out. He decides, I'm going to put on a cloak. I'm going to go do my thing. And I'm going to go to the festival. And also, I will say, some of these images at the festival are disturbing for children. Like, I was like, how did I watch this? Like, I was shocked. Like, watching, like, they were balloon heads, but, like, watching the heads explode, like, on those people, I was like, oh, that's a little uncomfy.
There's a lot of noose imagery in this, a lot of people hanging, and a lot of references to hanging people and lynching people. Like, it was pretty, it's hardcore. Esmeralda, even during like the after the topsy turvy, she's a dancer, and she also is dancing with a pole in this.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah, not Demi Moore's first rodeo here. We'll talk about that later this year.
It was really like, this is an adult festival. This is not for kids, and it's like the juxtaposition between like the righteousness, I'll put that in quotations, of Notre Dame and the Catholicism and the sanctuary and Frollo. the righteousness of it all, and then the, I don't want to say depravity, but like again, they're talking about murder and sex, and this is the whole festival is about the, and this is a real festival. Looked into that, like
Yeah.
that. This is a thing back in the day where the lowest of the low become the people in charge, and the people in charge, the priests, the archdukes, become like low life, for lack of a better term, for a day. That's the concept, and it's like we elect the dumbest, ugliest person to be in charge of everything, and it's a mockery of the whoever's in charge, and it's just a really interesting like situation. There's witchcraft, like it's like every type of outcast
Yeah.
that you could possibly come up with is celebrated in this festival, right, wrong, or indifferent. I think it's just really interesting. It's really the polars of the two.
It's like the gathering of the juggalos and of this time.
Same thing.
Same thing. Oddly enough, this one takes place on January 6th.
Yeah, it is on the 6th of January, it says in the song. I was like, that was funny.
Like, that day's never gonna be,
relevant,
normalized ever again. Usually it does happen on the 1st of January, though.
Yes, around the 1st of January.
Yeah. So just interesting. Yeah, and Topsy Turvy is kind of like the Under the Sea song.
Yeah, the fun song.
It is supposed to be the most fun song, and like gives you a lot of like you said, vibrant colors, imagery, dancing, comedy, all of the stuff that we're saying. It's sung by Clopin, who also sang Bells of Notre Dame earlier. So yeah, this is our fun song, and honestly, I think it should be our only fun song.
I agree. And in this moment, again, Quasimodo makes his way down to the festival, and the poor thing gets elected to be the king of the fools because they think he's wearing a mask, and he is not. That's just his poor little face.
Yeah.
And I was like, in the idea of the king of the fools, I really wish I looked into this a little bit further, other than that I was like, oh, this is actually a real event. Like, do they actually torment the person they elect?
I don't know if they torment the person they elect, because it's often what I read of it was that it wasn't even like the king of fools. It was like a fake pope that they elected. It's more along those. So I don't know if it's necessarily like, hey, let's get the ugliest person in Paris.
Do you know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
The Jubilee scene in The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Where
he gets elected to be whatever I don't remember what the name is, but he's like the king of Christmas for a day, and has to eat the fudge and the punch, and he's getting tossed around on his being carried around on his throne all day. He's like king for a day, and that kind of it very specifically reminded me of that scene from The Grinch.
Very similar. Apparently there used to be at the parks, they used to do a stage show of the Festival of Fools.
Oh, that's fun. With
Esmeralda dancing on a pole and everything.
I believe that.
Yeah. Only during the time that they were doing this. So, honestly, so chat says, honestly, I don't like how the MC was going after Quasi so hard to out him. I mean, I think they just wanted to. He's ugly.
The MC, that the narrator.
Yeah.
Okay, walk with me here.
I'm walking.
Do we think Clopin is a real person, or do you think he's mystical?
I think he's real.
I think he is real, but I also think he has like magic in him, because nobody knows who Quasimodo is. Nobody knows his story. And he, being the narrator, has this like all-knowing, omniscient power of knowing the backstory, knowing that Frollo's a bad guy, and explains that to us. And again, like kind of like how it's called out in chat, it's almost as if he knows that's Quasimodo.
Yeah.
And he's egging him on, or like encouraging the crowd to be like, yeah, let's get this guy up there. And it's almost like You know, in Moulin Rouge, there is the green fairy. That's alcohol, essentially.
Yes.
That's what he gave me the energy of, which is a weird comparison. But again, it's like the mystical being that moves the story along, like almost like kind of like a Santa. You know how sometimes Santa is like a side character and he's like
Yeah.
a regular dude, and then at the end he like gives a wink and flies into the sky. That's how I kind of felt about it.
I have a Marvel reference because I've been watching Marvel stuff so much. There is this race of beings in Marvel
Hmm.
that are called the Watchers. And
Okay.
there's one specific Watcher, his name's Uatu, the Watcher, and he ends up like messing with like people, not messing with them, but like helping them out, and he gets like chastised for it. But he's essentially the person that like puts people in
Yeah.
these
Or
spots.
we just watched the. I'm so sorry for the Christmas references. We're a month out from Christmas. The Jesse Tyler Ferguson Santa in the Jonas Brothers movie,
Yeah, that's a good
where
one.
he's just like, "Oh, the brothers want to be together. I'm gonna do some Christmas magic,"
Yeah.
and then like pushes the plot along. I kind of was wondering if that. I don't know. It was just kind of. It was a very odd how into Quasimodo he was, and I was like, "Does he know something? Is he like
Yeah.
a an extra being that we don't know about?" Like, I don't know. I just thought it was weird
Yeah, I think
in a
there's a
good way.
lot of well, I think there's a lot of that, and like even with the gargoyles that we get, like even the creators of this movie were like, we think that they are parts of of Quasimodo's personality. They're not real. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just he's been cooped up in the bell tower for so long that he has made friends with Stone,
Mhm.
and so they were thinking like those are just different parts of Quasimodo's personality. Those are the
Yeah.
people like the voices in it, voice in his head that says, "Hey,
Yeah.
go out there, enjoy life." But that is kind of taken away at various points in this movie when the the gargoyles do interact with a character outside, like the goat, or even the gargoyle coming to life when Frollo or is hanging on that gargoyle at the end of the movie. Like,
Hmm.
so there is that like magical part of them, which I kind of wish they would have just stuck with them not being real.
Right.
Um,
But then they is the I the I agree except for that last one with Frollo, because that to me is an extension of the character Notre Dame
mhm.
and also divine intervention.
So Notre Dame is like defending itself.
Yes.
I like that too.
But I also think it's God.
Yeah,
I mean, like it because right before, I mean, we'll get to quotes later, but right before that happens, Frollo says something about, and that is the moment where he falls into what we can infer is the pits of hell,
yes,
the literal fire beneath him.
yes.
But that to me is more the character of Notre Dame, that final one. But I agree,
Mhm.
the three buddies of Quasimodo are just Quasimodos in their thoughts.
Yeah. But they end up doing stuff, and whatever, the gargoyles or something. Um, what do you think about God Help the Outcasts?
I forgot that that song was from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that song, and I was like, oh, that's a fun thing for me. Love God Help the Outcasts.
Surprisingly, I was into it.
Yeah, I thought usually the female lead in a Disney movie gets a slow, not fun song.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This is kind of like that.
or
Isn't there a song that they added in Beauty and the Beast that's like a Belle song? Didn't they?
yeah, yeah, like well, yeah, the in the stage performance, she has the song "Is This Home," which is a ballad. It's always a ballad. It's never
Mm-hmm.
fun. They don't get the "I just can't wait to be king" like Simba does.
Yeah.
But this Esmeralda not being the main, she is the lead female lead, but she's not the main character. Having this ballad, I think it matches perfectly. I think it pushes the story along. It gives us insight into what she's thinking and how she views religion and God, or the idea of God that maybe she doesn't necessarily believe in, compared to the other patrons at the church.
I
Um,
I love the message in this song.
yes.
Like, I love the parts where she's like, "I'm good. Like,
Hmm.
I can fend for myself. These people are desperate. They need help. So if you're there, do
Yeah.
something. Like, I'm begging you. I'm
Yes.
it's praying even though you don't believe, like you said. Like, I'm good, but these people need tons of help, and I don't care about myself. I care about my people.
Yeah.
And I don't think, 8-year-old me gets this song, or 9-year-old me gets
No.
this song at all, or understands what's going on with it. But, me now, I'm like, Jesus, like, can you be more like on the nose with,
And that's why it's, I think, way better as a stage production. I mean, not that
yeah,
this movie was bad by any means, but a stage production makes more sense to have the female ballad, to have the I Want song, to have the silly, goofy middle topsy turvy number, to to have the villain song that we get to eventually. These are all quintessential elements of a Disney movie, but
mhm,
also like because they are so deep and moving and essential to the plot that it makes they can be easily be transferred into a stage performance.
yeah. I really do think this would be a better stage performance than it. Or if Disney would have went full on, like, we're making an adult animated movie, not adult in the way that some people would take that, but like
Right.
a PG-13 movie.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wondered, and we can talk about this now. Why, I think about the different period pieces that we've had up to this point, right? We've watched The Age of Innocence, we've watched Sense and Sensibility. This to me could have been a live action, maybe not even a musical, but I mean I love a musical. Musical
Mhm.
movies were not necessarily a thing really until like Les Mis. I
Yeah.
feel like there were recordings like if Hello Dolly is a stage musical that they turned into a movie. It
Yeah.
is not like that really wasn't popularized, I feel like, until Les Mis in what was that 2012?
Especially a drama.
A drama, exactly. And we see like we get Emma this year, Sense and Sensibility the year before, like all of these like period pieces. Like this would be an excellent live action
Yeah.
PG-13 period piece falling under the Disney banner.
I I mean, I agree with you. I think it would have. I think the one thing that animation helps with in this story is making the character like Quasimodo is seen as ugly in this movie, but
Yeah.
us as the viewer are able to be like, well, he's not. I mean, he's
He's
sweet and he's
cute.
nice, he's cute, and like he's not that bad. I think if you do a live action version of this, you'd have to do something. I don't know, because in the book, Quasimodo is deaf and
Oh.
just makes noises. Really,
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah. But yeah,
He's also a
like
lot older.
yes, he is a lot older, and I don't think you get the I want again with the animation and stuff. I don't think you get the beauty that we get with some of the and like him being able to swing around and like animation gives you a
Oh,
little bit more of
sure.
that too.
Absolutely.
So I am hesitant towards a live action when like even now, because especially with Disney's track record with the live action animated or the live action versions of animated films. But yeah, to take a more serious, Les Mis is a great example of a stage production or a movie production of a stage production
A
of
drama.
doing this, a drama. Yes, truly just embracing the drama. Obviously, there are always the comedies. Even in Les Mis, there's Master of the House, which is a
Hmm.
funny, fun song, even if it's about terrible things.
Hmm.
Um, it's a fun song, and so you can have those lighthearted moments. But yeah, I think they kind of back themselves into a corner and
Hmm.
saying, okay, we're still Disney. We have to push this out. We have cute characters and princesses and all this stuff. So we still have to reel it back in and not go
Hmm.
full bore. So
Which I mean, they almost did. They're pretty out there with it.
to research some of this and like learn what they really wanted to do and that they had to pull off certain things just to make it G rated. The fact that this movie is rated G is insane. It would not be rated G today.
Oh, I think I read that it was PG.
No, it was almost PG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the G's were way more lax back then.
Sure.
Basically, it was like, oh, you're Disney and you're a cartoon? G.
Yeah.
Didn't even matter if there was like, you know, material in this that is more adult. Uh,
Hmm.
so yeah,
That's
today
well, I
with
always think
today's
of
MPAA, they would not have made it. It would have been a PG movie.
Right. Well, I always think of Grease. That
Mhm.
movie is PG.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That is and because
And,
PG-13 didn't exist.
and Grease is even toned down from its original stage production too.
Right. Yeah.
So who knows? Well, PG-13 didn't even exist
Yeah.
until Temple of Doom, the Indiana Jones movie, Temple of Doom. That was like the first movie that they were like, okay, we have to do something that like
You gotta do something
we've got to
different.
do something different. We've got to make these movies PG-13. We cannot just say parents can view this because 6-year-old kids are going to watch this and be like,
Yeah.
what are these red hooded figures in here? Which brings me
Yeah.
to my next scene. Hopefully, it's yours.
Hmm.
Is Hellfire.
That's who. Yes. It's a lot. It is. You see how messed up Frollo is? He is a dark villain. He is a scary villain. And using religion to justify, his actions. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. See what he's really wrestling with. Again, did not catch any of this as a child. I just
No.
thought, like, genuinely just thought he wanted to kill Esmeralda. I was not under the impression that there was sexual undertones to this movie. And like,
So much
oh
sexual
my
undertone.
God. Oh my God. Like, that's why I'm like, what is this movie? It's insane.
Yeah.
The fact that like I saw this as a child and my parents were like, yeah, this is cool. Like,
Again, I think it's the same thing. It's like, oh, Disney cartoon, like
it's
anybody can
Disney.
watch this.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, at the end of the day, the message is be nice to people. Don't be mean to people who are different than you. If you want to boil it down to a children's message, um, if someone looks different than you, someone, that doesn't, you shouldn't be mean to them because they look different, right? Whether it's Quasimodo or Esmeralda, you
Mhm.
should stick up for what's right, right? But yeah, that's like, if like that is the most boiled down, bare bones message of this. You can pull so much from this movie. Like that's only like 1/16 of what we're trying to talk about here.
Yeah, there's like whenever Frollo encounters Esmeralda in the church in Notre Dame, like I don't like any of
Don't
that.
like that. Don't
But
like
I mean,
that.
it just makes the villain so much worse.
Yeah,
And good,
darker.
yeah, darker. Sniffs her hair and is like has her neck, and it is gross. And whew, it is true. Yeah. So the chat again saying Frollo is so thirsty for Esme. Yes, he is. And in this song, which I think might be my second favorite song of this movie,
Hmm.
is Hellfire. I just think it is
And this is
insanely good.
and this is I think Hellfire is the reason why I thought this would be great live action,
Hmm.
because this would be someone's career defining role.
Oh
Like
yeah.
this just being Frollo, singing Hellfire, being part of that scene, if that is a real life person and not a cartoon character, career defining role. And I was like, oh, I need this. I need to see somebody kill this, you know?
I mean, and the lyrics of this song are when you were talking about like using religion to justify everything, like and you have the Latin, the chorus singing in Latin, which again
Hmm.
brings in the heavy Catholic overtones of this movie. Like it's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It's this ship. It's her, the
Yeah.
witch who was sent this flame. He made the devil so much stronger than a man.
Yeah. I'm
Oh
like,
man.
okay. I do have the translation of the Latin. It
Uh,
was part of my fun facts if you're interested.
Yeah, what mea culpa means,
My
what does it mean?
fault.
My fault, and then
It's my so they sing my fault, my most grievous fault to answer.
oh no, I lost her. Where'd she go? Was this my fault? My most grievous fault? Hugo for Jolly, almost as thirsty as Hugo for Jolly. That's okay. We'll get her back here soon. She was on one. She was doing really good. But yeah, so my fault, my most grievous fault. Here she is to continue. Can you hear me? Dear
Can you see
Maria,
me?
I can't see you. It is just dark.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh no.
Oh, I can see you, but I cannot hear you. This
And
sucks.
this does suck. I'm very sorry.
What happened? I don't know how to
I,
fix this. I
I don't,
exited and came back. I'm so sorry.
it's okay. Let's knock her out there for a second. Anyway, like one of the parts I wanted to talk about with this is hopefully everybody can still hear me and continue with this is whenever Frollo's saying like protect me, Maria, talking about Mary, obviously, destroy Esmeralda, let her taste the fires of hell, or else let her be mine and mine alone is devastating. And then he ends the song with God have mercy on her, God have mercy on me, but she will be mine or she will burn. It's some messed up stuff. I don't know what's going on there with it. Oh, here we go. We got her back now. Here she is. Can you hear me?
I have no idea what happened. I can hear you now.
Perfect. Welcome back.
Your screen went black and mine stayed from my point of view. So
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay. Welcome back.
Thanks.
I was just finishing up the song and talking about like how he, it's like he ends the song with God have mercy on her, God have mercy on me. She will be mine or she will burn. It's just dark and
a lot going on.
devious. And do you think, okay, we'll rank our villains at the end of all of this.
Yes.
But do you think that Frollo is the most evil villain of all Disney animated film villains?
100%. I can't think of a darker villain. I talk a lot about Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog, and how he is I think the scariest, like one of the scariest villains that we have, mostly because of his death scene and the power of voodoo, and those are like forces that are I don't mess with that stuff. We don't do that here. So, but Frollo is a real person, and that to me makes him the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, he's dark and scary, but like this is a man. He's not magical, he's not mystical, he's not a cartoon. That is a real human that exists today. And I think it makes it, and he really sees no fault in anything that he does because he can explain it away with his religion. And that to me is very bad. Like
I was trying to think of like the most evil Disney villains that we have.
I have when we talk about pairings, I have a villain that is comparable, a Disney villain that's comparable, but I'll wait until our pairings to talk about that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, chat, if you think of anything here, we have somebody here. Parent here, we didn't dissect this movie back when we first let you watch. It just seemed like another fun Disney movie, rethinking a lot of decisions now. Okay. I think that's somebody that we know.
Hi, Dad.
Everybody be good.
It is it was a great movie. It was a dark movie. But again, as a kid, way over my head.
Yeah, way
as an adult, way harder to watch.
It's just such a hard watch. It's crazy. But okay, let's get away from the Hellfire song. It's a pretty dark song. Yeah. I have two things left, and that's really A Guy Like You, which I think might be the worst thing.
Oh, I didn't even note it.
Yeah, I think I would have put it in my WTF, but it is like the song. The only reason I wanted to talk about it is because not every scene that we have really pops or nails it or is a great part about it. It's a silly song. It's to break the mood. It's to give kids some kind of entry point into this movie that they haven't gotten.
Yeah, every dark movie needs a moment of relief, this is the choice that it made to do the relief right now. I also think it's just giving Quasimodo a lot of false hope, which again, it's
Yeah.
maybe if the gargoyles are his inner thoughts, if they're not real, right? Then it makes sense or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a bummer to watch, and it's just like it doesn't fit the rest of the movie. It did kind of remind me of Phil's song from Hercules, but I also think that the gargoyles remind me of Phil from Hercules,
Yeah.
with their horns and everything.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
just didn't hit for me. I'm glad that they gave Jason Alexander a song, but again, the gargoyles might be my least favorite part of this whole movie.
They're not necessary. They are
Not,
they are the most children part of this
yes.
movie. They're the only part that makes this a kids movie.
So I really don't enjoy this song at all. I don't enjoy the parts of it, and for the reasons like it gives him false hope. Even while it's giving him false hope, like it's also like saying really backhanded compliments about him.
Just saying how ugly he
It's
is,
like,
but maybe
hey,
she's
from
into
this,
it.
yeah, she could get all these, normal looking guys, but you've got
You're unique.
you look different from every angle because you got a messed up face. Like, it's just,
Stupid. They were just like, I feel like Jason Alexander just had it in his contract that he gets a song, and
yeah,
that's what happened.
we love him. We like Jason Alexander.
I like him.
Yeah. And then the last thing I had was just the ending, like the
the burning of
it.
Notre Dame.
Yes, which happened not too long ago.
I know. I missed how they got lava.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Not quite sure if that was just boiling. I was like, wait, is this boiling water? Is this lava? But somehow they get lava pouring out of the building. And I'm like, no questions asked. I'm in.
Again, I think it deals with the gargoyles doing stuff. Who knows what they're capable of? They're magical.
They're magical.
They're magical. So.
But that is again, Esmeralda being burned at the stake, Frollo almost like chasing them down, Quasimodo rescuing her, swinging from a rope. Like, it is insane. It is a thrilling scene. And again, the building itself is very beautiful, even as fire is pouring down from it.
It reminds me a lot of the ending of, could be the ending of a lot of movies. This reminds me of the ending of Batman, the Tim Burton Batman movie. This reminds me of the ending of Beauty and the Beast. Like, we have these rooftop, fight scene with these two people and a girl's involved. And yeah, it's good.
Disney signature.
That's right. They love it. They love to kill off parents, and they love to
have the bad guy fall to their death. It's usually one falling.
Yeah.
Scar fell. Gaston fell.
The evil witch fell in Snow White because lightning strikes the edge of that cliff and she falls.
Mm-hmm.
There's others. This was so when this came out, I was a big Disney Adventures kid. Disney Adventures was a magazine that came out you could always find it in like your grocery aisle or whatever. But I remember like them having a thing about like how many Disney movies where a villain fell to their death kind of thing. So yeah, it is
falling to your death is also the least, not that it's not gruesome.
You don't have to see it.
You don't have to see it. It's just, they just fall into the abyss and we don't hear from them ever again.
I did read something in the research that was talking about this was like the 4th or 5th Disney movie to show apparent death on screen.
Bambi?
So, Bambi, Fox and the Hound, maybe.
Ooh, Fox and the Hound, dang. That's a tough movie to watch that I never want to see again.
Oh, I want to watch it because I love some lines in that.
Technically, we saw Frozen. We saw their shipwreck happen.
Yeah. So there's only a couple movies that do this. Bold of them. Then we see Frollo fall into Hellfire, where he deserves to be. Mm-hmm. All right, we did it, guys. We went through the whole movie. Hopefully, we didn't miss anything. Who walks away with this movie? Who's the best character?
I think it's Quasimodo.
Yeah.
I think he is cute and a great main character. He is emotional, it's such emotional range. He's really well written, I think. Really defensive of Esmeralda with Phoebus, who we have not mentioned this entire time, but I think
he's whatever.
Really good and kind. And even Esmeralda said, how did such a bad man raise such a good person? And he's, he's just darling.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even know if there's even a close second. Like Esmeralda's good, but she just this movie is Quasimodo's movie, and I think that anybody else might be Frollo at being so good at being so evil, but he's not like my favorite by any means.
No, it's kind of like giving Leo the Oscar for Django Unchained. You couldn't do it.
Yeah, he's just too good at being
too scary.
Oh yeah. All right, let's move into our quotes. I honestly didn't write down that. I think I have one.
I have 3 technically, but I didn't have too many.
What'd you got?
I brought it up. What Frollo says before he falls, he says, and he shall smite the wicked and plunge them into the fiery pit before he himself is plunged into the fiery pit. So I was like, ooh, good. Love that. Love that. I have the only lyrics I pulled are from God Help the Outcast. And it's, I ask for nothing, I can get by, but I know so many less lucky than I. Please help my people, the poor and downtrodden. I thought we all were the children of God. And I was like, ooh, that's really good. I mean, the song is beautiful. And again, it just shows Esmeralda is selfless. Like she's a very, again, unique, complicated, emotional character, but is genuinely like, I'm good. I can fend for myself. If a God is listening, please help my people. So I think that's a great song for her. And the last one I have is from Laverne. Do you have this one or no?
I thought I wrote down the one from Laverne, but go ahead. I did not write it down.
Laverne says, Quasi, take it from an old spectator. Life is not a spectator sport. If watching is all you're going to do, then you're going to watch your life go by without you.
Yeah, I thought I wrote that one down, and I do not have it listed here anywhere. So
it's a good quote.
It's a good quote,
even if it's coming from a talking gargoyle.
Yeah. There is the only other one I have is when Frollo says, "Look at that disgusting display," and Phoebus goes, "Yes, sir."
When Esmeralda's dancing.
Yeah, she's doing her dance, and he's like, "Hell yeah!" Like this is good. Yeah, those are the only ones. I do have a couple lines. Well, I have 2 lines in my biggest laugh, cry, scare, or thrill. Like what moment hit the hardest emotionally for you? I tried to pick out a couple LOLs so that I could put them in here. What about you?
I only had a thrill.
Okay. So we haven't mentioned it, but the old prisoner man who's like, I'm free.
The running bit.
Oh, dang.
His character's name is the Old Heretic.
Yes.
It just keeps getting caught in something.
It just keeps getting caught. It's really good. And then my other one is such a random line, but it's when the festival is happening, and the only good thing I like about the gargoyles, and Hugo says, "Oh, look, a mime," and tries to spit on it. I love mime hatred. So
mime hatred.
What else what's your thrill?
My thrill is the burning at Notre Dame. Like I had I had chest pain. One, it was beautiful to watch, like the animation itself, but I was like, oh, this is a lot. Like Esmeralda's burning at the stake. There's lava coming out of everywhere. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like this movie's been pretty tough so far. Is everyone gonna die?
And going with that, I had Hellfire as like scare, like just the imagery of the red cloaked figures and like towering above Frollo as he's singing this song, and like we've got the mea culpa thing, and all it's very scary imagery there. Can't imagine a child watching this and being like, I like this part.
I like this part.
This is fun.
Get to therapy.
Yeah. All right. Now let's go to our WTF or ridiculous moments. What do you got?
I just put that the fact that this is a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Like I could not. I was gonna write down Frollo sniffing Esmeralda's hair.
I put Frollo's jonesing for her.
And I just went, You know, that is one factor in a laundry list of grossness in this movie. And like not grossness, but like this is a very adult movie. And I
Mhm.
was like the fact that this is like, yeah, marketed to kids. They were McDonald's toys. Like again, I watched this as a kid, liked it, enjoyed it, didn't think too much of it. Everything went above my head. But at 33, I'm like, "Oh, wow." Like I kind of not felt uncomfortable. I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this movie again
Yeah.
anytime soon. As beautiful
Uh,
as it is.
I just wanted to scream like as one of our guests, our guests that we've had on this show would say, "Chill your boner, man."
Uh, oh, Tori. I thought you were gonna say be nice to women.
Oh no, but definitely be nice to women, definitely. But
To quote Ryan.
chill your boner, man.
Your boner, man. I love her
uh,
so much.
Also, I put burning the family alive.
Yeah, that was actually one of my scenes that I had was burning down the Miller's house.
Yeah,
Like he's like, you'll be on house arrest until we can sort this out. And then he's just like, burn it. I'm like, what?
and does it like and throws the fire like I thought in that moment, again, I hadn't seen this movie in so long that I was like, oh, Phoebus is going to step in before he even lights this on fire. Nope.
Nope.
They set it on fire, and Phoebus has to go in after to save the family and everything.
Insane.
Yeah, pretty dark, the
Dark.
darkest. All right, what is your best music moment, or maybe something in the score got you? But what's your best music moment?
It's out there. There's
Yeah.
I don't know if there's another answer. I mean, you can have second and third place and you can love the score overall, but out there is top tier. It's I mean, I've been singing it for the last 48 hours. It's
And
just been on loop in my head. It
and
is incredible.
it's so good too. It's such a good song, and it lends itself to this being more of a stage musical than a movie musical because of the way it starts out. You almost forget that the beginning part where our names come from. It starts out with Frollo talking to and telling Quasimodo that, hey, you don't need to go out there.
Yeah.
I loved how it starts and then it moves into this very sweeping, like,
Yeah, because he comes in real soft.
mhm.
Like he's just talking about he's like the people below me, and he's like very, very quiet. And then at the out there.
Yeah,
Just and he's again he's literally swinging and sliding on the roof. And that's where we get our first like real Tarzan-esque pieces about him. But it's like like visually beautiful.
hmm
But also like again the way he says won't resent, won't despair at the end, the it like almost like
the
vibrates.
vibrato, yeah, the
Yeah,
vibrato of his voice and everything. It's beautiful.
it's so good.
Yeah. I would give that was my number one. That is my number one of this. Hellfire, again, I give its props to it because it is such an effective song. It is so good, and again with its imagery, it's different than the Out There song that we get, but it is, yeah, no, it's a top tier song. This is a top tier soundtrack.
Yeah.
And we've argued about Disney soundtracks on this podcast for 4 years now. This one's up there for me.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's just that good.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. All right, who gave wait. All right, now it's time for F Marry Kill. I almost skipped over it. So we can either do the three gargoyles. There are three of them.
Okay, I got it. I know what I'm doing with the three gargoyles. Sure.
And then I had our three main characters minus Frollo was the other one. So Quasimodo, Esmeralda, Phoebus.
Okay. Well, if we're doing the gargoyles, I am killing Hugo immediately. I am marrying Victor. I liked Victor. He's like the
Yeah.
straight man. He was cute. And then F Laverne. Laverne seems fun. Because why not?
I think I kind of agree with. I like that. I like where you went with that. Now, what about Quasimodo, Esmeralda? And I think there's an obvious one with this. I think Phoebus is boring.
Phoebus, I was like, that's the thing. Phoebus is nothing.
Yeah.
Like he's in the movie, he's fine. He ends up being Esmeralda's love interest, and I'm like, okay, cool, they're together. Yeah, you can just kill Phoebus. And even again, all three of the characters are like stand up for what's right, are just and true, like
Mhm.
kind of. So you're really not getting any bad like personalities.
Mm-mm.
Uh, do you
I,
marry Quasimodo?
honestly, I might go back on it. I might marry Phoebus. Because Quasimodo doesn't really know how to interact with people. I don't know if I could.
He doesn't have. I mean, he has a job.
He has a
He
job.
doesn't get paid for it.
No, I'd have to live with him in the bell tower. Not into that. Don't want to
Yeah.
live in a church.
I also don't want to live in a morgue. Not a morgue.
That's what I'm saying. Marry Phoebus.
You gotta marry Phoebus. Does that mean you're killing Quasimodo?
Yeah.
That's a bummer, but
I
I
know.
understand.
We have fun here.
We have fun here.
On Fun, Marry, Kill. Who gave the best performance?
I didn't really have one for that because it is a cartoon.
Mhm.
I do think, like I said earlier, I think Frollo would be a career-defining role if it was a
Yeah.
real-life person. But it's always Quasimodo the best.
Yeah. Tom Hulse, I thought he did a good, like I think Tony Jay and Tom Hulse are by far and away the best voice acting in this. There is obviously something so good about Tony Jay's voice and how evil Frollo is, and he does a really good job with it. I think Tom Hulse, though, there's like something so earnest about his voice, and when he is getting excited about things, when he's getting excited about the people and the Festival of Fools,
Yeah.
there's just something very genuine I love about the
Yeah.
way he performs it. So I think
I also think it's a good match. I know, like for the animation to the voice, like I know that they like toyed around and experimented with who should be the voice actor for Quasimodo. They were going to age him up, and they decided to age him down. And I think it is a good match.
yeah. Francis from Oliver and Company. It might be the same voice of Francis from Oliver and Company. Sorry for those that are listening. Chad just asked me, why does Victor remind me of Francis from Oliver and Company? It might be the same voice.
I haven't watched Oliver and Company.
I haven't watched all, and I love Oliver and Company. Roscoe Lee Brown. No, it's not the same voice at all.
I do wonder.
I get the vibe. I get the vibe.
And like I thought about it with like Laverne, and I was wondering if Disney had taken the Laverne like sketches and used those for the grandmother in Mulan. Like they do that a lot where they overlap, so they recycle old animation. So
smart.
maybe that's part of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Now, okay, let's do, if you could do a recast, who would you cast in the lead roles? We could do a 96 recast, we could do a 2026 recast, or both.
I said I never do 96. So, or I don't have anyone for 96. Do you have one?
Yeah, the only one, and I mentioned it to you last night in passing, is F. Murray Abraham. He plays Salieri in Amadeus, opposite of Tom Hulse of this. So he's kind of like, they would just reunite and play that together. And F. Murray Abraham has such a good voice, a distinct voice. But Tony Jay is amazing. Like, I think that voice is perfect for this. Yeah. I do have 2026, and I'm excited about it. But do you have one for 2026?
So I did, but I recasted it as a live action.
Yeah, kind of the same.
Yeah, so I said, okay, walk with me and tell me if this is being offensive or not. But okay, so I have two options for Quasimodo.
I'm hoping we have the same one.
Andrew Barth Feldman?
No, that's not who I had.
Okay, so again, Broadway, I tried to go with age a little bit, but I also was thinking of like the voice, and I was like, I want to hear Andrew Barth Feldman sing out there.
Yeah.
Is kind of where I went with that. I think, and again, younger, in his early 20s, similar to the age of Quasimodo in the movie. So, and I was like, and you can use prosthetics to make him up. Now, if you didn't want to use prosthetics, and this is where I don't know if I'm being a bad person or not, Adam Pearson
from A Different Man.
from a different man. He is an actor. He is, I said, known for, is it the elephant syndrome or elephant man syndrome?
Yeah, I forget what the actual title is of the actual disease that he has,
Yeah.
but
But I'm like, I know he can act. Like he's been in multiple movies.
yeah.
And again, are you going for like there's this theme of the man and the monster? Like, are you going for like, do you want to use prosthetics? Because it can get like kind of
Offensive.
offensive in the
Yeah.
sense that like, oh, I'm gonna quote unquote make this person look a certain way. And it's like, well, why not use a person who does have a very distinct look because of something, part of who they are, part of the
Mhm.
disease that they have, and can still act. Right. So those were but I don't know if he can sing.
Yeah.
I
I don't know either.
So that was who I had for Quasimodo. Who'd you have?
I had Gaten Matarazzo.
Oh, he'd be so good. Oh,
Right?
that's such a good one because he can sing.
I
I
think
love
he would
him.
kill it. I think Gaten would be so good.
He would murder it. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
And then for Esmeralda, I tried to go. Did you have somebody for Esmeralda?
Oh, I've got Esmeralda, Frollo, and Phoebus.
Oh, nice. Go
So
for it.
Esmeralda, I have Avantika Van Danapu, also known by her first name, kind of like Beyonce, as Avantika. She plays Karen in the
Oh, okay.
movie musical adaptation of Mean Girls. She is 20. She is Indian and is in a lot of Bollywood. So I'm thinking like dancing, like,
Mhm.
and as like doing like fun facts and like deep diving into who they based Esmeralda's character off of. Again, the Romani people, but she also was wearing a bindi at one point, so she
Mhm.
could be Indian, but there's also ties to Egypt. So I was trying to find an actress from to kind of match that background, and I
Yeah.
was like, I know that girl can dance, and I know that girl
And she
can
could sing.
sing.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I think again, similar age to Andrew Barth Feldman, so I kind of paired them together. I thought she'd be great.
Yeah.
Uh, Phoebus, I had Lucas Gage, who we just
Yeah.
saw in the movie. Again, he's blonde. That's genuinely it. I think you could, make him look like Phoebus. He's just a blonde guy. I do like him. Anytime I see him, he's fun in a movie.
Mhm.
He was in White Lotus. The Down Low is another movie he's in. And then for Frollo, I actually did have two. One is F. Murray Abraham. If you really, because like you and I talked about, like he would be killer as
Yeah.
Frollo, but in my mind, and I don't know, again, I don't know how much you agree with me on this, but I think the cartoon of Frollo looks like Nick Cage. I really think he looks like Nicolas Cage, and I want this to be Nick Cage's career. I mean, obviously, his career defining
He's
role
had a
is
few, yeah.
he's had a few. I think Treasure, not Treasure. I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
National Treasure.
National Treasure. And to me, it's National Treasure, but I want to see him go nuts. I want my hand. I want that version of Nick Cage to just go nuts on this role.
Yeah, I didn't have anybody. Christoph Waltz would probably be a good one for Frollo.
Who's that?
He's from Inglorious Bastards. He's the bad guy in Inglorious
Okay.
Bastards. Also in Django Unchained, he's the guy that helps Django out. He's also German or Austrian, I think. But for Esmeralda, I was kind of trying to lean towards like being looking like a certain bit, looking like a certain area. I went with Mikey Madison, who just won for Nora.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's got a look to her that like I think there's like an Eastern European look to her a little bit,
Mhm.
and I thought she could do it. I also picked out who is my other one that I have written down here for this Daphne Keene. She plays she's in Logan, the movie there. I don't know if any of these actresses can sing or not, but again, just looking like a certain Eastern European look to them. And then also Maria Bakalova, who was in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies and the second Borat movie. And she's obviously Eastern European. So I don't know if any of these women can sing, but I thought they'd be good. Better than Demi, I think. Not that Demi did a bad job. I just think that some people could do better.
That's fair.
So Brendan Gleeson as Quasimodo. I mean, he gives me that body, like not without the hunch or whatever. Mad Eye Moody, somebody said in chat. Brendan Gleeson, he does give me that look. If this movie was filmed 30 years before, or 30 years, maybe Brendan Gleeson would be a good addition for that. Frodo looks like a mean version of Jonathan Pryce. Well, that's sad because Jonathan Pryce, I believe, just passed away, which is sad. No, Jonathan Pryce is still alive. I get him confused with somebody else that I can't remember at this time. So sorry. All right, fun facts that we learned about this film, or
I have a lot.
Some trivia. I have quite a few, but go ahead.
For the scene when Frollo sings Hellfire and sees Esmeralda dancing in the fire in front of him, the Motion Picture Association insisted that Disney animators make Esmeralda's clothing more well-defined because she looked naked. And I was like, yep, this is us making this movie as G as possible. Like,
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, it is like a very, like, she is sexy dancing in the fire. And I'm like, she does have clothes on for sure, but like, I can see how that would be difficult in the initial animation.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many. I'm just going to
go for it.
through them. So while Quasimodo is singing out there, the camera pans over Paris and zooms in on the street. And in this scene, Belle from Beauty and the Beast is seen walking and reading her book. Pumbaa from The Lion King is being carried on a pole by two men. And another man is shaking out the carpet from Aladdin. So a lot of cameos. Disney loves to do that.
Yeah. They'll do it again in Hercules.
With the Scar.
See Scar, yeah.
Yeah. In the novel, Frollo is actually the archdeacon. The filmmakers decided to change his character to a judge because they felt it would make him more sinister to have control over the city, and therefore would not be questioned about his attempts to destroy the Romani people. There were also concerns that religious groups would be offended if he was a priest. So they changed him to be a judge, which I'm like, I get that.
I mean, this whole thing is just about Catholicism.
It's insane. I read a couple of these. Oh, Esmeralda wore a red dress for her dance at the Feast of Fools, but fun fact, in reality, the color red is considered bad luck for the Romani people. This might have been intended as Esmeralda has a conflict with Frollo during the film. Also, said red dress has a purple sash around the waist and purple sleeves, referencing the Whore of Babylon. So very intentional outfit choice for Esmeralda's dancing scene.
Do you think Nick Jonas likes this movie?
Red dress. Lordy. Victor, Hugo, and Laverne are never called gargoyles in this movie. That is perhaps because, although commonly known as such, they are not gargoyles, but grotesques or grotescas, which are statues of demons or monsters said to scare evil spirits. True gargoyles are hollow and used as spouts for draining water, hence the name, because it comes from the French term gargouline, which means to gargle. So the thing that Frollo does kill Frollo,
kills him, yeah,
is actually a gargoyle. The rest of them are not. Esmeralda has green eyes, presumably because Esmeralda in Spanish and Portuguese means emerald. And during the Middle Ages, green eyes were often considered as a sign of either magic, evil, and or witchcraft, which explains why a lot of Disney's villains have green eyes, and therefore such was originally restricted to just villains. But kind of explains, why she kind of is like quote unquote malicious looking, despite her being the Heroni. Why Frollo, while he is outright evil, sees her as being evil despite her being good. So symbolism. And the last one I have, according to the audio commentary on the DVD, Frollo's horse's name is Snowball.
Interesting.
The all-black horse. The all-black horse's name's Snowball. That is it. I'm sorry, I just rattled through all of those.
So this is nearly this film, due to its dark sexual themes, nearly became the third animated Disney movie to get a PG rating. The other two before that were The Black Cauldron, which is not as dark as this movie, and The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is also not as dark as this movie.
No.
I mean, there are like severed heads in Nightmare Before Christmas, and this
Yeah.
movie is still darker, I think.
Yeah, darker in themes. Nightmare Before Christmas, I think, is visually scarier.
Visually, yeah. The other thing that I had, what I wanted to mention, we talked about A Guy Like You, Steven Schwartz, who wrote the songs for this movie, Steven Schwartz and Alan Menken together, who Steven Schwartz, people probably know him best for Pippin or Wicked. He wrote the songs for those musicals. He felt like it never really sat well within the context of the film, and it was removed from the stage adaptation. And that the screenwriters agreed with that as well. They were like, yeah, this really didn't fit. Thanks for making us put it in there. So the ending of this movie, so the filmmakers actually considered having Quasimodo killed off. That's what happens in the book, in the original novel, is he gets killed. He was originally supposed to be stabbed by Frollo. Then Esmeralda regains consciousness and tries to save him by killing Frollo. Phoebus then was supposed to meet up with him, and Quasimodo's last wish was to ring the bells one last time. They take him to the bells, and then Esmeralda and Phoebus help him ring the bells as he dies. The final shot would have been them crying over their best friend as the people of Paris cheer for the success, unaware of Quasimodo dying.
Good Lord.
That was not the ending that they used.
Obviously.
Because even people that love the novel were like, oh, you could never do that.
Well, that's, again, the novel is not made for children.
Yeah. So I get what they did and why they did it, and I'm okay with how they did it. I am even okay with how they handled the romance angle of this, the like love triangle part of this, because it does come to a point where Quasimodo's just like, it ain't happening, like I've got other things going on in my life, and she ain't it. So, yeah. So that's I think that's all of mine as well.
All right.
I was trying to learn that this is another example, which is surprising to me, of, we've talked about this numerous times, like the B team, the C team, were the ones that were sent to work on this film.
Crazy.
While Lion King is coming out and all this, because these movies take a long time to make. So these are 3, 4, 5 years in the making. So the people that are doing a Goofy movie are often Paris doing their thing. Pocahontas team's working in America, and
this team was in Paris too.
Really?
At some points, because they wanted to like be on location to see the Notre Dame. So they actually hold up at Disneyland Paris for a little while. So there is a chance that they crossed over with the Goofy
movie team. Yeah, it's crazy. And what do they do? To get these movies out, they're all probably working 40, 60, 50, 80 hours a week to get this stuff done. Yeah.
Yeah.
We see what it's like today with CGI and how long movies takes and just to create them. So I'm looking at you, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 3 or whatever it's called. Like a Fine Wine and Dish, if you could pair this movie with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
Had a couple. I already mentioned Les Mis as kind of like a stage adaptation musical. I threw The Little Mermaid in there solely because Out There and Part of Your World are the same song.
Yeah.
Just two different versions of it. Tangled is another Disney movie.
I actually had that down as well.
And that was the comparable Disney villain I had. Again, locking the good guy in a tower, essentially. But the manipulation, like I always like kind of freaked out about Mother Gothel because she is super manipulative and she uses love and being her quote unquote mom as a means to keep Rapunzel locked in her room. And Frollo does the exact same thing. So I get that there's also the religious element with Frollo. So I think there is a lot of comparison there. Way more lighthearted. Tangle's way more lighthearted. And then I had two kind of random ones. Frankenstein. So because there's just the theme of the man and the monster. Who's the man? Who's the monster?
Yes.
Frankenstein's monster is a quote unquote monster physically, but he is not the monster. Frankenstein is the monster. Same with Frollo and Quasimodo. And then King Kong.
Yeah.
There is so much imagery in this movie, specifically with Quasimodo carrying Esmeralda up and holding her up and like sanctuary. And like it gave me a lot of King Kong imagery.
Yeah.
So I those were my pairings.
No, those are great. Those are great pairings. Frankenstein and that. Chat saying Beauty and the Beast. That was actually on my list. If we wanted to stay in the Disney realm of things, it is about
I didn't even consider Beauty and the Beast.
it's French.
Yeah.
It's French. There's a beast, and is he that? Is he truly a beast, or is he a good guy? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Who's the monster? Who's the man in that? So and then the one that I wanted to pull out was a movie. This has been adapted several times, but it's Cyrano. It's based on Cyrano de Bergerac, the play from the late 1800s. But Cyrano came out a few years ago, 2021. Joe Wright made a musical version of this starring Peter Dinklage as Cyrano. It's a story of love, and it kind of encapsulates the whole love triangle that we get with our three characters in this. So that's my comparison. I really liked Cyrano. I don't think it got a lot of love and praise. I don't think it's like an amazing movie, but definitely like a 3.5 or a 3 for me. But speaking of ratings, on a scale of 1 to 5, how likely are you to throw this one on again?
I gave it a 2.5.
Yeah. A little too tough.
I don't want to watch this again anytime soon. I will listen to the soundtrack, but I am not like rushing to rewatch. If it's on, I'd be like, oh my God, remember when we watched this? Let's keep it on. And if we were just scrolling through TV or something, but yeah, this isn't going to be like a yearly or even twice, every other year. Like, yeah, let's throw this one back on. This one I might revisit in like 10 years.
Yeah,
but
I can see
it's
that.
Great. It's good. And like, if someone's like, I've never seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I'd be like, hold your horses. We are putting it on immediately. I would do that. But
do you have religious trauma? Let's watch a movie.
yeah, you want to
be proven right about your.
You want to be concerned for an hour and 40 minutes? Let's go.
This movie is also an hour and 40 minutes, which seems long for a Disney movie too. But I was never like, I think there are boring elements to it and things, but yeah, it was good. It was a good. I said 3 for rewatchability, but I agree with you. I'm not going to throw this one on anytime soon. Maybe watch the scenes that I love, like watch Out There and maybe Hellfire. Hellfire's hard. That's a hard song, but it goes hard, and that's what matters. Overall, what would you give it out of 5?
I gave it a 4. Yeah. You can argue me into a higher score, to be honest. I feel like if the gargoyles didn't exist, it would be a almost perfect movie. I understand the point of it's just the rating, it being a kids movie it doesn't make sense now. And so it can't be a 5. But I'd give the soundtrack alone, I think just hits it to a 4.
Yeah, I think thematically it's a little off whenever you throw in the gargoyle stuff. So yeah, I can't give it a 5 for the exact same reason. I have it at a 4 as well. The soundtrack just kicks ass. The animation is beautiful. Them combining with I felt like Paris, like I knew Paris in this movie, like in a way that even like Small Town Belle you couldn't get, or even Under the, like we're not capturing those kind of, like we get it. And the only one I could compare it with is maybe Lion King, with the way that we're getting like the wildebeest stampede and like those kind of moments. Yeah, it's what it really made me think of. So. Well, that's it. We finished Hunchback of Notre Dame. Huge thanks to Alyssa again. We'll be seeing you one more time this month. Thank you again for hanging out, talking movies with us. Before we wrap up, what's one recent movie recommendation that we can get from you?
I haven't watched too much lately, but I did last night see People You Meet on Vacation. It is the new Netflix movie that is adapted from the Emily Henry book. If I recommend anything, I recommend just reading an Emily Henry book. I love Emily Henry. Every book she's written, I've liked or loved. This book is actually my least favorite of all of her books. But the movie was cute. It's a rom-com, funny, 2 couple main characters. I enjoyed it. It's a very lighthearted watch compared to the Hunchbacks. But I enjoyed it. If you're looking for a rom-com, I thought it was fun.
I agree. As I watched it with you, I thought it was cute. I think it was better than some of the stuff that Netflix comes out with. I th- yeah, I thought it was fine. It was good.
It's
I
fine.
yeah. So yeah, that's great. Well, if you want to keep this conversation going, you can join our Discord server. You can also follow us on Instagram to find out when we're going to be producing this. We usually do them every Sunday, but sometimes our schedules get in the way. And always, you can also check out my Letterboxd, see what I've been watching lately. If you want, all those links are available in the link tree wherever you're watching or listening, whether it's on Spotify or YouTube or Twitch, whatever we're doing here. Check those out and join us there. Next week, we're continuing our theme of villain era for kids with the movie Matilda. And then we're going to decide who's the worst of the worst. I think we probably have our answer, but we'll give Matilda a watch before we make that judgment. We'll be live next Sunday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, next Sunday, January 25th at 5 p.m. So mark that down, and we'll see you then. Thank you so much for tuning in to 52/1996. Be nice to women.
We spun the reel through desert storms and courtroom cries. Love letters burned, planes went down, truth hid behind the lies. From snowbound crimes in Fargo streets to agents running wires, we laughed with Gilmore, screamed in masks lit, theaters on fire. It's 52/1996, let the credits roll tonight. Good movies, bad movies, all of them in the same rewind. 1 year, 1 week, every frame gets its time to shine. We'll see you next story on 52/1996. So be kind, rewind. And don't forget the fix. Same